I don't know why I've got one of these, but I do, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to, give it a shot. There you go. I'm trying to do this remote vlogging, remote control vlogging by remote control. It's not like flying by remote control, but it is vlogging by remote control. So I want to give an update on the G85. It's a great camera. I'm enjoying it a lot. I really like the downsize from the DSLR. I previously had, or still have actually, a Canon 60D with a Sigma lens, and it's a big hunking camera to carry around. And I'm just finding that, at my season of life, I'm not really all that interested in carrying around a big camera like that anymore. And so I'm really liking the downsize of the Micro Four Thirds. I'm not finding any real compromise in terms of resolution and the images that I work with. As you can see, the image behind me is one that I took recently with this camera, and I'm finding that I can work with these images in Lightroom. I can crop them, and I don't have any problem. It's not like I'm really losing resolution. I mean, if you compose well the shot to begin with, that's one of the keys. It's always best to compose a good shot. A crop in composition goes a long way in terms of your post-processing work, because then you don't have to crop down as much afterward. At any rate, I'm not finding that it's a great sacrifice, and it seems to be working out very well. Let's see some of the good versus the not good. The menu system is pretty complex, and I can't say that it's all that intuitive. It seemed to me that I got more adjusted more quickly to the menu system on my Canon, and I'm not sure what the issue is here with the Panasonic's menu system, but it doesn't seem to me to be as intuitive as it could be. For instance, one of the features on the touch screen is the sidebar, that you touch the screen and you can see the sidebar. You touch that, and a few things come out there that you can make adjustments with. In fact, it's nice that you can turn on the Wi-Fi from there. But I'm just not finding any place in the customizations where I can choose what's on that sidebar. It's not intuitive to find that within the menu system. And I've looked on the advanced features manual, and I haven't found it there either. But not a big gripe. Not a big gripe. It's just, I know it's going to take me additional time to get used to this menu system. More time on this one than it did on my Canon or on the Sony. Sorry, Panasonic. One of the features that I've found confusing recently, typically in program mode, you can use the larger dials to move to a different choice or combination of f-stop and shutter speed. And then I found, now this works both in drive mode, single shot, and in burst mode. And there's a couple additional drive modes. One is the 4K photo drive mode, as well as there's a creative mode which allows you to focus stack your images. And I found that while I'm used to working in program mode on my Canon 60D and looking for different combinations of shutter speed and f-stop that worked well, I found that when I was in 4K photo mode or in the creative photo stacking mode, that those dials did nothing. I mean, you're locked in to where you were last in program mode in either single shot or burst. So you've made a choice there. Let's say it's, f2.8 at 1/500th of a second. Okay, and now you go over to 4K mode. That's where you're staying. you're staying at f2.8 at 1/500th of a second. There aren't any ways of adjusting that when you're in those modes. And that, I think, seems to be something it's either been overlooked or I haven't found it yet. And and if somebody knows where that is, I'd like to know about it. There's a Facebook forum for the Panasonic G80 and 85, and I put that question out there, and I haven't seen any answers to that. So Panasonic, if you're listening, something needs to be changed here. Somehow you need to be able to choose exposure combinations in 4K mode or in the creative photo stacking mode. And so that's one of my gripes at this point. One of the things that I found that I couldn't do when I wanted to do something. At the same time where that's a gripe in program mode, I mean, I would say that both the 4K photo mode and the creative photo stacking modes are exciting features. And I'm really glad they're there. I mean, I've never had that kind of feature before in the Canon world or in the Sony world. And so this is something unique that that Panasonic is offering its users, and they're really neat features. I think you would probably use them a little differently, or at least I did this week when I tried them in terms of nature shooting, such as the shot behind me of the Monarch. I found that I would use the 4K photo mode for those kinds of situations where that little beast might quickly move. I knew that on single shot you'd miss it. I think it's pretty convenient to be able to use the 4K mode in that situation. You can get some of those individual movements. The creative photo stacking mode, I think, is really nice for, let's say, foliage shots or flower shots, where you want to use a nice open lens. So use your 2.8 setting if you've got that big a lens. But anyway, if you want to have a nice wide open lens, and you know that you're sacrificing depth of field now, having chosen that, I found that creative photo stacking was very helpful in that regard, because you can again hold that down for a second or two, hold your shutter down a second or two, and capture a series of images. On the camera, you use the menu system and the touch screen on the camera to choose the areas of the photo that you want to compress into one photo. So then you're choosing the range on the touch screen, and you touch that in various places on the image, and the camera now takes all of those photos and combines the ones that have focus points in those ranges into a single photo. In fact, I could probably show that. Probably this is a better illustration of it, where you can see that with the photo focus merging feature, I was able to get some of the detail in these leaves behind the flower that ordinarily I wouldn't be able to get. By using this feature, I was able to get nice detail on the, I guess you call those the pistils of the flower, as well as the petals, and then a few of the leaves in the background gave me a little better look. Now this isn't perfect, because if you were to look closely at this image, you'd see some areas. You can tell that there's something there that didn't happen properly, didn't work properly. So, you know, there's some work to do, I think, Panasonic, on terms of the internal algorithms and things like that bring those images together. But it still is a very powerful feature, and you can get some very pleasing images with this photo stacking feature. So I've been having a lot of fun with this camera, and I'm looking forward to taking it on a trip in about a month. I've got a Zhiyun Crane V2 stabilizer coming in about a week or so, and I'm looking forward to getting this camera onto that and working with that in terms of video. If I'm moving along a bed of flowers or something like that and trying to get a slow pan shot, there's no way. I just stumble around too much. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'll do another vlog in a couple of weeks once I've got that and have given it a try. If you found this to be valuable, please click the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So that's it for today, and thanks for tuning in.